Hi and welcome to my channel if you are new, or welcome back if you have visited before. This is my little knitting podcast where I like to share a lot about my knitting and other crafty adventures like crocheting, sewing, bead weaving, and so on. My name is Angela, and it is really lovely to have you here. I am very grateful for all that have subscribed to my channel and all that have commented or liked my videos. I really appreciate it. Every single one of you. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Today I wanted to share a finished project special episode where I tell you everything about my Sommerknus shirt. And yeah, this is my last finished project, so let's get into it. So this pattern, A Sommerknus by elsebeth Judith, has been published in 2022, and the sizes range from extra small to double XL. It is a paid-for pattern that you can find on Ravelry, and yeah, it is a circular yoke worked from top down. You have two options. You can either do a t-shirt or the length of the sleeves is highly customizable, so you can do a sweater with the long sleeves, short sleeves, 3/4 sleeves, whatever you like. You can pick in between a DK weight yarn or hold fingering and lace weight yarn together, and it is worked on 4mm and 5mm needles. Yeah, the 4mm needles are for the ribbing, and the 5mm is for the rest. I think that's all about the pattern itself. It is very clear. There is a chart for the stitch repeats, and there is also instructions that you can follow if you prefer that. And yeah, let me tell you about my version. I have done quite a bit of modifications, some of them intentional, a lot of them not intentional because I wasn't paying enough attention. I took this project to our trip in Salem, and all I did at home was the short rows in the back. Let me show you. So the back is a little bit higher than the front. I love the neck opening. Really nice. I don't like anything that goes too high, too close to my neck, and this is just perfect. I left it with the cast on. There is an option that you can add ribbing, but I didn't do that. But let me start with the yarn that I have used. I have used a Symphony Luna from Knit Pro. It is a 75% merino wool and 25% silk. And it is in the color turquoise. And I bought this yarn in the Quilted Pearl shop in Georgetown, Colorado. It is a DK weight yarn, 100 grams, have 182 meters or 200 yards. I bought 3 skeins, and I was very worried that I'm not going to have enough. The owner of the shop, such a lovely lady, incredibly sweet, she actually gifted me her leftover yarn from her project in case I didn't have enough. I ended up with having this much left from 3 skeins, which is great. And I think that the length is perfect. I will have an inserted video, but just to let you know, after blocking, it did delongate a little bit, so it got a little bit longer, stitches relaxed. My hip bones are about here. So it is a perfect length for pants or a skirt or whatnot, for me, at least, me personally. And I love this yarn. It is super soft. It has slight sheen to it. It has a gorgeous drape. The only thing I did not like, sorry, my husband is working on his Jeep in the garage, so you might hear weird noises here and there, so I apologize. The only thing negative about this yarn is that it did bleed a lot when I was soaking it before blocking. I kept washing it out, and it just kept bleeding into the water, and I will insert a video to show you how much. And I think that I got to a good point, but I don't think I did washed it all out completely. So I think there is still some extra color left. Hopefully it will not get too bright, too much lighter than what the original yarn looked like. Actually, let me just show you. So I don't think there is much of a difference after washing it. This is the leftover yarn. Yeah. So let me tell you, my first modification was that I did use 4mm needle for ribbing and 4.5mm needle for the rest of the project, which was 0.5mm or 0.5 size down from what was recommended. And that way I had more stitch repeats than what the pattern actually calls for, or what you can see on the pictures of the pattern. Anyway, I had no problem with the short rows. Those were perfect. Then I was, as I said, I was not paying enough attention. So every stitch repeat should be divided by 2 purl rows and 1 knit row in the yoke. That includes the increases, and then just a knit row in the body without the increases once you split for the sleeves. So as you can see in my first, let me just bring this camera a little bit higher. So in my first stitch repeat, I only did 1 purl row top and down, and I did kind of like it, so I didn't rip back, and I used the same for the rest of the project. Then here in this stitch repeat, it was supposed to be ribbing, so 2 purls, 3 knits, so 5 stitch repeat. And I did not really like that as much because there's quite a bit of ribbing already, and I wanted to do, there's a regular ribbing, and then there is broken, so this is a broken rib stitch, and this is regular ribbing 1 by 1. And I did not want another ribbing row, so I did very simple cables. So I did 4 knits, 1 purl, and I did front cable, back cable, front cable, back cable. I hope that makes sense. As you can see, this stitch repeat is a little shorter than this one because, again, I didn't pay enough attention to the sizing. I knitted the size medium, but here I followed the instructions for the size small. So I did only 6 rows instead of 8. And I corrected that here. So here is 8, here is 3. And I think that actually I like, oh, I'm sorry, 6. And I actually think that I like the 6 stitch repeat more than I do the 8. That's okay. Overall, I'm really happy with this project. What else can I tell you? I did the 4mm needle for ribbing on the cuffs and on the cuffs of the sleeves and on the length of the project itself. And then I did this Italian sewn bind off for both, and that worked out quite nicely. I like the elasticity that Italian sewn bind off gives you. And yeah, so after two things that I actually didn't like or I missed in the pattern, and I wish that guidance was there, but it wasn't. So after splitting up for the sleeves, I did the 2 purl rows in the body, and then I followed for the rest of the stitch repeats. After I have picked up stitches for the sleeves and I started working the sleeves, if I did the 2 purl rows for the sleeve, then there would be a 4 purl rows for the body. And I actually did that first, and I frocked back because I didn't like the look of it. First, what I should tell you is that I picked up 2 extra stitches for the sleeves, so I did 12 instead of 10, because I wanted to avoid the gaps that you get after picking up for sleeves. And I was successful with that. I didn't have to knit that in or fix that when I was weaving in my ends. But so what I ended up doing is I did 2 short rows to do the purl rows only on the sleeve. So I picked up my 12 stitches. I did a purl row for the sleeve with the stitches that I got back on the needle that I have previously set aside when I split the sleeves and I worked on the body. Hope that makes sense. And then as soon as I got to the picked up stitches, I did a German short row turn and I knitted, because now I'm on the wrong side, I knitted back to the picked up stitches. I picked up another stitch to do the German short row turn, and I did knit stitch back, and I knitted 3 stitches together, because here is my extra stitch to avoid gapping, and there is my turn stitch for the German short row. So I decreased the 2 stitches, and then I knit it through the picked up stitches, knit 3 stitches together, and then I kept going with my sleeve. I hope that makes sense. And another thing that I was missing, so as I said, the 3 knit 2 purl 5-stitch repeat of the ribbing that I have modified and made cables instead. So it's a 5-stitch repeat, but for the body in my size, which was the size medium, let me find it. You end up with 192 stitches, which if you divide by 5, you have 2 extra stitches. And that would not be nice to find out at the end of the entire row that you have 2 extra stitches. So what I ended up doing is I modified the 3 by 2 ribbing into 4x1 cable, I added that extra purl stitch on each side. So as I had my cable, 4 knit and 1 purl. Right here, I did 4 knit, 2 purl, 4 knit, and then I did the same on this side. That way I distributed the 2 extra stitches in that stitch repeat. And that's the only one that will give you trouble. And if it was following the pattern, 3 knit, 2 purls, you would do 3 knit, 3 purls, 3 knit, and continue with your 3 knit, 2 purl for the rest of the row, and you would do the same 3 purl stitches right here to distribute those 2 extra knotty stitches. Yeah, I think that's all the modifications that I have done. I am very happy with this project. This project has been in my favorites and in my Ravelry basket for over a year. And I am also really happy that my yarn chicken, I won my yarn chicken challenge, and I was able to finish this project with 3 DK weight gains, which was great, which was awesome. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about this. I have not worn this knit outside yet, so I don't know how warm it will be, but just wearing it right now, it feels very comfortable. And yeah, please let me know if you have made this project or if you have used this pattern before. Overall, besides those 2 little things that I had trouble with, I was really happy with the pattern. It's very clear. She didn't really get me guessing much. And yeah, I think that's it. This is quick. I didn't think this is going to be such a quick video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your experience. And please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll be happy to help. If I know the answer, I will give it to you. If I don't, maybe we can figure it out together. And thank you so much for watching, and please consider subscribing. It helps me a lot. And yeah, until next time, I hope your life is filled with happiness and your knitting goes smoothly. Bye.